Hey guys, it's Spaces Sims, and we are back with more Radiant Tale, continuing Rady's route. We're in chapter 3. Yeah, so anyway, we just had a show in Cultura, and we saw Vilio and Zephora. Yay! Anyway, our show after the one in Cultura went off without a hitch. Orion's show was an astounding success, and now we were preparing for our show in Ferris. We had a lot of solo performances in Orion's. Let's change things up a bit this time. I think it's about time to put on a show with Firo as our main performer. He seems to have attracted many dedicated fans with his earnest and diligent demeanor, so I think it's doable. Hey, Spacey! What? I heard my name and lifted my head only to be attacked. Someone poked me right between my eyebrows. Here, they brought some sweets, so let's take a break. Relita had a plate in front of his hands as he sat in front of me. A plate in one of his hands as he sat in front of me. Why did I read that weird? I can't read. Thanks, Relita. I didn't realize how much time had passed. Well, yeah. You were focused the whole time. I know you're fired up for the next show, but don't push yourself too hard. Gotcha, but Ferris is up next. I have to approach this one carefully. Makes sense. Bud said he's a tough nut to crack. We don't have Vilio or Ion with us, so we can't attract spectators like we did last time. We gotta come up with something else. Yeah. Even for the original circus, Ferris had been one of the most challenging cities. We'd managed to grab people's attention by having a dragon and a famous former gladiator in our cast, but Ferris's duel culture still thrived. If a major duel was scheduled at the same time as our show, we might not have anyone come at all. I feel like the key here won't be the quality of everyone's performances, but my ability to manage the event. Agreed. But don't look so grim. If the leader looks anxious, everyone else will be worried too, you know. The current circus has its own unique charm. We need to find a method to make that shine. Yeah, you're right. We still have plenty of time to think it over. I shouldn't be such a worrywart. After that, I put away the script and papers I'd laid out. Then I decided to take a break and enjoy the drinks and cookies Relita had brought. But, how in the world did I end up here? I muttered to myself as I stared at a crunchy cookie with orange peels, which Relita had brought for me. Huh? What you talking about? I think it's pretty obvious that I'm referring to our position. Are we sitting in his lap? It's a CG, but you could only see her staring at the cookies. I was in his arms, kind of. Actually, it was more like I was using Relita as a chair. Yeah, okay. We're sitting in his lap. Oh my god, I love this. I love this. Look at his face. God damn, he is so fucking pretty in all of his CGs. And like this one, it's like, he's like ridiculously sexy, beautiful, hot, pretty. Like, he looks good in profile. Like, damn. He was basically hugging me from behind. His warm body pressed directly against mine made my heart race. What? You don't like it? But we've cuddled and eaten snacks like this before, haven't we? Only when you were a furball. This is kind of different. We're married. There's nothing wrong with this. It's not like anyone's gonna barge in on us either, and besides, if they do, it's ridiculously fucking cute. I mean, I asked everybody to go hand out flyers for our next performance, but I wanted to shout, "That's not the point!" at the top of my lungs. There have been people around us all day lately, so we haven't gotten much time alone. I just need some time with you. If I don't get my snuggle time, I might shrivel up and wilt. Hey, you're a furball, not a plant, and I'm not water. You're just as vital to my life, so you may as well be life-giving nourishment. Like, how adorable. My heart. I love it. Actually, you might be more important. And I heard that people die if they don't drink water for 5 days. But if I don't replenish my spacey meter, I'll dry up and perish in only 2. Is that really something he should say with so much pride and confidence? He must be exaggerating. I'm not, I swear. Lena gave me a meaningful look. I love it. I love how they're all a little needy. Like, hey, are you implying you won't just shrivel up without me around? That's, well... Oh, and then this little smirk. Oh, that sassy fucking smirk. I mean, I guess I would. I feel like he kind of coaxed that answer out of me. Right. Well, this is our precious replenishment time, so stay where you are without all the complaining, thanks. To be honest, many complaints had come to mind. I truly did have complaints, but oh well. In truth, I was the furthest thing from upset. I liked being here in his arms, too. I mean, I enjoyed this, too. This is a great CG. They did a good job with him. Like, they made him beautiful in all of them. Like, good God. Even when I pursed my lips at him, the only reaction I got was a chuckle. It was like he was telling me I was cute. In the end, I evaded his question by munching on the cookies and savoring their refreshing taste. After a little while... So, I figured I should ask, have you found that missing thing you mentioned yet? Relita delved into the topic during a lull in our idle chatter. He was referring to the conversation we'd had before I'd officially accepted my new circus position. I feel like I'm just one tiny step short of that. As long as I find that small missing thing, I should be able to change. I let out a heavy sigh as I recalled my words. Knowing you already know my answer, don't you? Well, the gist, yeah, but I kinda want to hear it from you. He held me more snugly, as if declaring that he wouldn't let me off the hook until he received an answer. I placed a hand on the arm wound around me before allowing my true feelings to spill out. Right now, I think that what I'm missing is a goal or a dream. Now, right now might not be accurate. Because I've never pursued anything like a dream. Not for a really long time. That's right, I'd always been this way. After being taken in by Spiria, I'd been desperate to protect the normalcy in my life. When I'd first gone on tour with Circus, I'd been swept along by the situation. I'd worked hard and performed. After Relita's secrets had been exposed, I'd charged blindly into an uphill battle. He was too important to me. I refused to let go. I'd only acted because of things that everyone else had done. I hadn't carved a path toward a goal I'd set for myself. Zephora's pressing forward, earnestly trying to improve Cultura. Then there's Vilio, who's visiting all kinds of new places and helping people. After seeing those two, I finally realized it. I don't have a clear goal, so no matter what direction I take, it never feels like I'm moving forward. I think that was the reason I assumed I hadn't changed at all. The emotions I'd wallowed in listlessly began to take form as I put them into words. This urged me on, and I picked up steam, words coming more easily. Yeah, I think I felt anxious. Everyone's changing and moving forward so quickly. And I felt as if I'd been left behind, all alone, staring at their distant backs. I did my best to pick my words carefully and give voice to the difficult and vague things I'd had on my mind for a while. It all came out in bits and pieces, but I was honest and explained as best I could. Relita listened, quiet and patient, just like he'd done when I was a child. It was like he could wait indefinitely until I managed to properly finish. Helping Libra flourish, leading circus shows to success. Those count as dreams, but they're only steps on the way to my real dream. I want to find something to invest my whole life into, something worth all my time and passion. My heart seemed to grow lighter as I made my declaration. You'll find it. I'm sure you will. Relita's reply was short, but I could hear the faith in his voice. To do that, I guess the first thing you gotta accomplish is making our upcoming shows in Ferris a success. Yeah, I think that I'll eventually find a real goal as long as I continue tackling the challenges here in front of me. That's the spirit. I'm counting on you. Oh, great leader. I'd managed to clear the fog in my heart after talking with Relita. Perhaps that was why I was brimming with motivation like never before and finished our show's script and composition in one go. In my zeal, I even forgot dinner and was scolded by the circus members about overworking myself. Then, that night... All right, I suppose I'll give you a chance to make your excuses first. Relita called me over once again and told me off, exasperated. I told you to do your best, yeah. But who in the world told you to stick it out so long that you forgot to eat, huh? Seriously. You're usually hyper-aware of your surroundings, but you're totally blind to just about everything when you're focused. The others were real worried about you. They were anxious you might collapse, you know. I'm sorry for worrying everybody. Well, I'd stop you before you hit that point, so it's not gonna happen. Still, you made them worry. Make sure to apologize to the guys later, okay? Yes, I will.
Working until you drop is bad. You need rest. So for the rest of the day, please stay in your tent and just eat snacks or something.
I feel bad. He sounds so worried. And well, that led to the first leisurely night I had with Relita in a long time. When someone tells me to do nothing, it actually makes me more restless. Unless you're overthinking at work. I'll tell you the secret to dilly-dallying. Keep your head empty. That's it. He makes it sound so easy. Yeah, well, I mean, his head's very empty, so... I felt a little envious of Relita, who was lounging comfortably with a nightcap in one hand. Just as that thought crossed my mind, my eyes strayed to the pink hair in front of me. What? What's with the staring? Hey, Relita, I have a proposal. Hold on. I have a bad feeling about this. Whenever you say that, you usually... How does a grooming session sound? It's been a while. I grinned from ear to ear. Relita stiffened. He looks terrified. You like being brushed, don't you? No. Halt. Stop. That's because I was in my furball form at the time. Hey! But whether you're a furball or a handsome man, you're still Relita, aren't you? I mean, yeah, but... Stop. Why are you slowly edging toward me? I can't help it. After we started dating, you almost never let me brush you. I want to have my fill of that fluffy floof goodness after abstaining for so long. Girl, put it away. You sound like a dirty, dirty pervert. Like, he went on and on about dignity, manliness, and pride or whatever. But his squawking didn't matter right now. I wanted floof and cuddles right this very second. If you're really against it, I guess I'll have to ask Pharaoh. Maybe I should go all out and make a request to Fine, I get it, okay. Just not Leon. Not that guy. Leon would absolutely turn into his wolfie form so he could fucking brush the fuck out of him, you know it. After that final statement, which sounded more like a veiled threat, Relita begrudgingly transformed into his fluffy beast form and sat in front of me. I was kind of wondering if we were ever gonna see him in Rady form, but it's also a little bizarre. Like, I love that it's a chibi CG. And he, like, looked so, like, happy, but done. You know what I mean? He's like, there is, like, that look on his face is such a perfect blend of, like, when you grab a cat who's like, I do not want to be held by this fucking person, but they won't do anything about it, and they've just, like, given up all hope of getting away. They're like, ugh. But also, you know, I kind of like it, though. It's that look on his face. Oh my god, I love it so much. So fluffy. Fluff after so long. So soft. They're scaring me, dude. You can't blame me. It's been way too long. I've been starved of fluffy Relita fur for an unreasonable amount of time. I cheerily picked up the brush and began working through his fur. Oh, it's so relaxing. So soft and fluffy. Nice and silky. Hey, let me do this from time to time when you're not busy, okay? I object. Why? It's not like you'll lose anything, and I always used to do it, didn't I? I do lose something. Dignity. We've known each other forever. I don't think dignity's a thing anymore. As I spoke, I buried my face into his body to check the results of my brushing session. Look at her squeezing him! He's like, this is so weird. Like, and she's just like... He's like a cat that desperately wants to get away, but is not going to try to fight too hard. Oh my god. It's so funny. You kind of reek of alcohol, but you're so floofy.
Hey, you. This is why I can't stand you sometimes.
Huh? What did I do?
Well, I can't move. You see it as a chance to stroke and cuddle me like crazy.
Weren't you just bitching earlier that you needed some attention? I'm giving you attention. I need attention and affection or I'm gonna die, but not like this, I guess. I want cuddles. I can't help it.
That's not the point. The situation is testing my endurance like hell, you know.
Relena continued complaining and tried to wriggle away. This little detail aside, I continued the brushing session, well, cuddle session, until I was satisfied. I love how he desperately wants attention, but when you're trying to give it to him in furball form, he's like, not like this, though. So funny. Oh my god. And she's like, I just want a fluffy animal to hold and pet.
A tragedy befell me. I'm cleaner now, but I feel like I lost all dignity.
Oh, come on. It's been a while. Don't be a grouch. He's so blue. It isn't like I've done something horrible to you. I only brushed you.
Only? As if. You buried your face in my stomach the entire time.
I couldn't help it. There was a cute ball of fluff right in front of me.
That's not a valid reason at all.
Don't be so stingy. You're still Relita whether you're in floof form or human form. It's not a problem. It kind of is a problem when you say it like that because there is a difference between sexy hot man and fluffy furball. Like, sexy hot man is like, hi, sexy hot man, okay. And then there's like, cute little fluffy animal. There's a big difference on what form he's in. You still love him either way, but like, when you see him in sexy hot man form, that should get you a little hot and bothered sometimes, but you should never feel hot and bothered by the furball, okay? Questionable. He sighed as if I were beyond saving, and I puffed out my cheeks in protest. The next moment, Relita narrowed his eyes.
Well then, you can do the same thing when I'm in my current form, right?
So the tables have now turned. By the same thing, you mean hugging him tightly, burying my face in his stomach, and rubbing my cheek against him? I mean, sure. Yeah, I totally can.
Oh, really?
Hearing the uncertainty in my voice, Relita edged closer to me, a wide grin on his face. I mean, again, okay, this is an awkward situation. You're like, yeah, I mean, because again, the way you're going to treat him when he's a fluff ball is different. But you shouldn't be like, oh no, oh my god, is he going to try to get frisky with me? You should have already gotten frisky with your husband. Just saying. But this situation is a little awkward because you're like, again, the cute little fluffy kitty, and you're not going to do that to your husband. That's weird. So I get where you're like, maybe not. Maybe you're right. It's different. I scooted further away, realizing my mistake a second too late. Could you please give me some space here?
That's a bit too late for that. You were the one who was so close to me that you're practically osmosed.
These are two totally different things, I think.
3 minutes ago you told me that I'm the same Relita no matter what form I'm in.
I meant that I love you no matter what you look like, and I've already had my fill today with cuddling.
Well, I was one-sidedly toyed with, so I'm not satisfied at all. It's not that I dislike being brushed in that form, or more like being cuddled without restraint. I'm only saying we should do the same thing in both forms. Anything wrong with that?
He spoke casually, but in truth he was slowly but surely chasing me into the corner of the room. Then,
take this!
He fell onto the bed with his captive, me, and held me in his arms as he whispered into my ear,
Time for revenge. If you aren't gonna go for it, then I'll do the honors.
The implications are completely different, though. Yeah, I mean, they should be, but, like, I was sure Relita was very aware that I had no intentions of escaping his embrace, despite my feeble protestations. At the end of the day, I liked being in his arms, no matter what I said. See, I like this. Oh, no, hi, this is not the time for it. Please stop. No, let me go. And he's like, you're not really struggling. No, I don't want you to let me go. I'm just going to protest, but absolutely just not actually protesting. might not have been fluffy like this, but I was still enveloped by the arms and scent I loved. This time I was the one at his mercy, taking the role of his body pillow. Oh, I'm sure. That's not exactly what's happening, but okay. Sure. Okay, you just imagine. You know what happens. A few weeks had passed since our arrival in Ferris. After our show, we held our usual reflection session, which was really just a wrap-up party. No, that wasn't quite right. Unlike our previous gatherings, we were actually reflecting on our performance this time.
Ah, thanks for the meal.
Huh? Are you already done, Pharaoh? We have help cooking today, so there's plenty of seconds.
I'm so sorry. I just don't feel that hungry.
He's starting to sound more like Colivis right now.
Hey, don't look like the world's gonna end. The flora did bloom. Technically. You said it, Relita. Technically.
I took a look around. Everyone seemed just as gloomy as Pharaoh. Pharaoh let out another sigh as if representing them.
I never realized the audience could look so desolate. I can't get it out of my head.
The show itself was good, but hardly anyone came. It's so strange. People were so into it when we handed out flyers. What did we do wrong? It was probably clear from everyone's hanging heads, but our Ferris show had been far from a resounding success. The biggest fault lies with me. I didn't manage things properly. There was a last-minute exhibition duel at the same time as our show. That was likely the most significant reason for low attendance. The flora somehow managed to bloom slightly, like Relita said, but we owed that to Luna, a friend I'd made during our previous visit, and the cheering of the orphan children she'd brought with her. All of our shows had a full house and thunderous applause up until this one. The contrast was probably what made the younger members so despondent that they couldn't even eat. If I'd known about the clashing times earlier, I could have changed our advertising, but it had been too sudden.
Hey, why are you all doom and gloom too, Spacey? If the leader's in low spirits, then their team will be too, you know?
Right, sorry. Yeah, this time it's my job to push everyone forward. This was the sort of time to take a page from Ginnia's book. His confidence never wavered in the face of failure. I regained my composure and addressed all the drooping shoulders before me. I admit that the results of our show are far from outstanding this time. But don't be so disheartened. Failure's the mother of success.
Yeah, what she said. By the way, the original circus messed up heaps more than you guys.
Huh? Wait, even the legendary original circus messed up? It was terrible at first. Everyone just did their own thing and nobody even thought about the audience.
In that respect, I think you guys are way better.
The group lifted their heads slightly. I peered into their faces as I listed things off, counting them on my fingers. For example, you guys went around the seats and performed for the audience during your downtime, didn't you?
Yes, there was lots of empty seats and we thought our audience might get bored during the wait.
And you were remarkable during the finale when you ad-libbed and had the audience stand and clap to the music with you. There was a lot of space there, so we thought it might be fun to get everyone involved and moving around. Everyone seemed to be having fun when we went into the audience seating. Yep, it wasn't a part of our routine, but you considered the people who'd come and adapted to the small audience. I was elated, and that was when I knew for sure that you would all continue to grow and improve. I patted their shoulders reassuringly, and the light began to return to their eyes. Of course, I'm happy when we have more spectators. There's no greater praise than the applause of a full audience. I mean, this one you're like, and it's not your fault, like there was a thing at the last second that we didn't know about, so. But don't forget, the most important thing is, to bloom Flora, to deliver smiles. That's the most important thing. It's not, because like, to bloom Flora, but we failed at it, then they'll feel sad. To deliver smiles, even if you don't bloom the Flora, if there's 5 people smiling, that's what matters. Hell yeah. Delivering as many smiles as possible, okay? Huh? Not blooming Flora? No, I think it's probably better to be more concerned with Chloris over Flora. I smiled at all the bewildered faces before beginning an unhurried explanation. The original circus had to bloom Flora in order to help the prince recover, but blooming Flora is only a nice bonus this time. The government's ultimate goal is the improvement of Chloris bloom rates. According to Ginia, the plummeting rates of chloris blooms was considered a major issue at the castle. If people stopped feeling happy, decreasing the number of chloris blooms, the population of fiends would grow accordingly. You know, the metaphor's not lost here, you know what I mean? Like, if people stop feeling happy, everyone's gonna be miserable fiends. That pretty much sounds like the planet Earth right about now. But we don't have magic, beautiful flowers that can bloom so that you're like, yeah, okay, so you have a goal to reach. You know what I mean? Like, chloris is intangible in our world. It's there. It's just invisible if you think about it. Here it's like, look, there's happiness. And in this world you can be like, there is no happiness. There's no chloris blooming. And in this world you're like, everyone's fine. And you're like, no one is fine. The world is on fire. Everyone is fucking miserable. We're all just like, it's all okay. We're all that little dog in that fiery apocalypse. This is fine. It's not though. But you know what I mean? I mean, there's little moments. Hopefully like this when you come here, you know? Like, hopefully overall, this makes chloris bloom in your heart. Oh, guys, we're all in this together. But like, you know, we don't have a tangible thing to see around us, you know? But like, the fiends that are in this world are just nasty, bitchy, horrible human beings in our world. And there's an awful lot of them. Let's be real. Like, damn. Allowing that to happen would lead the nation toward a grim future. Or the world, yeah. It's getting harder for chloris to bloom. Our duty at Circus is to help as many of these mystic flowers bloom as we can. The number of spectators isn't the most important part. Everyone's wish to have the audience leave with smiles is on... Wait. Everyone's wish to have the audience leave with smiles on their faces is... I agree that we had a small turnout this time, and there are many things we have to continue working on. But hey, we entertained the people who came and made them smile, right? I called everyone by name, one by one, and gave them a nod. The satisfaction of our limited audience was comparable to that of a full audience. Our flora is evidence. So chin up, everyone. You've truly improved, and we have something to show for it. Spacey! They probably still needed time to get over their shock. After hearing my words, everyone finally lifted their downcast eyes.
Don't let it go to your heads, though. In my eyes, you guys still got a long, long way to go.
Yes, sir! I shall work even harder from now on, sir!
Woohoo! Now that I have my blood pumping, let's go practice! Yeah, next time I want to pull off something cool that'll make the audience gasp. Right? There's always next time. Let's reflect on what we learned and practice hard. Everyone raised their fists enthusiastically before running off in a hurry. Do you think it's just those three and Firo, or do you think there's at least, like, you know, one or two other people that, like, maybe just we never hear their voices?
Hey! What about dinner, y'all?
Sorry, I want to revise things while it's still fresh. Maybe later. They were gone in a flash. Verlita and I traded looks. Then... Oh, there we go. I was wondering when since we saw Zephora and Vilio, I was like, you think we'll see Pashalia? Like, I don't think he'd be in Orions, but like, you know. And then we were like, we went to Orions, and now we're into Ferris, and here we go. Here's Luna and Ion. Okay. I figured Ion would at least be in the capital, maybe. Because isn't he like a bodyguard or working for the security forces? But like, maybe he's in Ferris right now. So it makes sense, because this is his city, so. And they seem to be in quite a rush.
Dessert's ready, but, they all left.
I should have known when it said we had help with dinner that it would have been Ion in the kitchen. I gave the pair who came out of the kitchen my apologies. Sorry about that. You two came all this way to cook for us, but everyone ran off. Ion and Luna were helping out today. It doubled as a reunion for us, Ion being our former teammate, and Luna being a good friend. The pair had rushed to support us during our new show. Even now they'd come and helped prepare dinner. And do not worry, we can reheat the food later. I thoroughly enjoyed myself. It has been a while since I last cooked for so many, and it's quite nostalgic.
Me too! I had a lot of fun cooking with you guys. I'm usually surrounded by younger kids, but I feel like I have older siblings when I'm with you guys.
In addition, we have plenty of time to come over and cook another meal if you plan on staying for a few more days.
I'm actually kind of jealous. It must be nice to have something you love so much that you'd forget about food.
Indeed, having ambition is admirable.
I should apologize to you two. Things have been downright depressing around here.
No, please do not apologize. In fact, I was worried we might have hindered you as outsiders poking our noses into your affairs.
Jeez, don't call yourselves outsiders. You and Luna helped us a lot, Ion.
Yeah, if you hadn't helped with promotion, there would have been even fewer spectators, and the flora may not have bloomed at all. Anyway, those guys will probably come back starving soon. Let's enjoy the food and chill until then. I can drink today, right?
Sure, we worked really hard today, after all. We settled into our seats, Relita plopping down in especially high spirits. A smile grew on my face as I listened to Ion talk and chowed down on nostalgic dishes he cooked.
And then aside, I must admit I was rather surprised when I heard Spacey was the new leader. Based on what I saw today, it seems that you're doing well with your new team. That's a relief.
Compared to Genia, anyone qualify as a good leader, don't you think?
That is not... no... I cannot deny that, but...
Even Ion struggled to paint Ginny in a good light. He trailed off, then cleared his throat. Poor Ginny! He's just flighty and... Ginia. But, it's so mean. It's valid, but it's still mean.
In my opinion, I feel you have great leadership skills, even without taking Ginia into account. I believe this team is only as effective as it is due to your hard work, Spacey, and Relita's presence at your side.
Oh, your praise is making me blush. Hey, I'll let you pet my fluffy self as a thank you. That is what I'd like to say. But unfortunately for you, she's the only one who can cuddle me right now. Sorry.
Says the one who barely lets me these days.
That's not the point.
We began poking each other's cheeks. Luna chuckled at our antics.
Aw, it must be so nice to be a close couple like you two.
Indeed, you have always gotten along, but it seems that your bond has grown even stronger after your marriage.
I can see why everyone looks up to you. Watching you walk confidently forward into the future makes me want to work hard too. That's why everyone in Circus shines like stars and made my heart race with excitement when I watched your show.
Luna's earnest eyes and heartfelt words made me feel embarrassed suddenly. However, her beautiful eyes watered slightly at the very end.
And that's why I'm a bit sad we didn't get more people to come watch you guys.
Her joy-filled eyes had changed completely. Luna stared at Ferris's outer walls, her face full of melancholy.
I'm sorry. I went and told everyone I knew about your show, but only a few of them wound up coming in the end.
It is true that Ferris's citizens are not as interested in shows like this as people are in other cities. Avi was away this time as well, so gathering spectators must have been a challenge.
Now that you mention it, yeah, Avi isn't around. Where did he go? That's true, because in this one we didn't know and he didn't take the ring and...
He said that he had a major business deal to negotiate or something and would be in Cultura for 6 months.
Well, I mean, it's true that we barely had any spectators. But like I said earlier, I don't think that's a be-all end-all.
Dark and gloomy clouds had begun to form again, but Relita cleared them away.
True, compared to other places, this city is a pain in the neck. But that doesn't mean it hasn't changed at all since our initial show. You guys live here, so you should know better than anyone else.
Yeah, plus you're living examples of that change.
Yeah, maybe you're right. It's not like everything has improved, but I feel like there are more people who care about the powerlessness and the orphans now.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Our leader said it too. The city is changing for the better. Cities are their people at heart. If people change, the cities they live in will eventually change too. What we've done here, what we left behind, is definitely making a ripple. And this isn't the last time either. This is only one stop on a long journey. Our members and even Ferris are changing. I'm sure we'll eventually get the results we want, don't you agree?
Relita spoke plainly, but there was a weight behind his words. Perhaps I felt that way because those words were from a man who I had traveled with for a long, long time.
Indeed, I believe you are correct, Relita. There are still many points of improvement, but things have certainly changed. Painful memories do not fade, but they can be overcome by forming ties with others. Only one small step forward at a time is needed. I am sure that at the end of this road is a future with more smiles.
It might be my first time seeing that expression on you, Ion. You really love circus deeply, huh?
Yes, the circus changed me after all.
Circus changed you?
Oh, what's that, Ion? I mean, this good old circus. You're welcome to join at any time. I kinda miss eating your cooking every day.
I am honored, but I am afraid I have my duties as an officer. Even if circus curbs the number of spawning fiends by blooming chloris, the fiends will not vanish completely. I can read, but I can't talk. I believe that it is my role to defend the people of this nation with my own hands when crisis strikes.
Everyone has found their own place and goals. They're all working so hard. Ion's words echoed in my head, stirring my emotions. I turned around and gazed at Ferris's cityscape. If people change, cities will too. Only one small step forward at a time is needed. At the end of that road must be a future with more smiles. I was sure that this was Circus's role. The words I'd spoken earlier finally sank in and took root. Then,
Excuse me? Can I travel with Circus too?
Luna's request was abrupt. My eyes widened. Why this all of a sudden?
Abby's away, so there isn't any work at the arena. I can get food at the orphanage, but every meal I eat means that there's less food for the little ones.
I see. If you are part of circus, your basic needs will be provided for with official expenses.
In that case,
No can do.
I was about to agree when Relita Clip's response cut me off.
If you only join us because you'll have food, can you really make people smile during our show? Circus isn't that easy.
This hit a sore spot and Luna looked away. But before I could reassure her, Relita continued.
However, if you want to bring smiles to people's faces, regardless of food or money or whatever, then we'll definitely welcome you. That's for sure. We always need people like that.
Oh! Luna's face lit up as Relita finished his roundabout explanation.
Do you really think so? You think I can make people smile?
Of course you can. After all, you asked to work at circus for the sake of your little brothers' and sisters' smiles, right? As long as you have that in mind, you're ready. I'll go ahead and contact the castle.
Sorry, Ion! Can you please come here and take a look? We're supposed to use a sword for a later performance, but we can't get our balance right.
Understood. I shall head over right away.
The practicing members were some ways away, furiously waving and calling out to Ion. You come over too, Luna! I want to know an audience member's opinion on my magic trick!
Yes, and please teach me how to do it too.
The pair was summoned away, and only Relita and I were left at the table.
Dude, could those guys be a bit more respectful to our guests? They're lucky it's only Ion and Luna. Practice aside, maybe it's time to teach them some manners too.
Good point. A list would give them an earful if they acted like that in front of Calivis.
But, well, I'll be honest. I thought those guys might have a rough time due to the small audience. Glad they picked themselves up.
Yeah, they're our pride and joy. Even when their spirits are low or they're depressed, they still don't give up.
I don't know whether you've realized it, but that means they're just like you know.
Relita nudged me with his elbow and grinned.
They have changed with every show, just like those guys. You're right in the middle of your growth spurt. You can trust me on that. I've watched over you for years.
I see. Yeah, if that's what you think, then it must be right.
And as someone who knows you like the back of their hand, I think you've figured out something else too, am I right?
You can tell?
That's written all over your face. Who do you think I am?
Well, I guess you're the person I love most in the world, and the person who loves me most in the world.
Ah, you... Oh, look at him blush and all embarrassed.
Sweet. Am I wrong?
No.
I gave him an impish grin, and Relita ruffled his own hair in surrender. I watched the man who, despite knowing everything about me, was weak to ambushes like these. I continued talking as I kept my eyes glued to him. The problems in the cities we visited weren't exactly resolved, were they? The problems of each city were laid bare for everyone to see with circuses' shows, but I'm sure that Kalita continues to overlook a lot of things because they care too much about research alone. The lunatic riots in Kultura have been resolved, but it's like Zephora said, Kultura only has reached the starting line. We help people remember the spirits and Orions, but that doesn't mean everyone has suddenly become selfless and charitable.
Yeah. I've seen a lot of places over the years, and, well, change isn't that easy. The bigger the scale, the harder it gets. Even if you come across someone with a different opinion, even if you know deep down that you aren't doing the right thing, mistakes will be made and repeated. That's part of being human.
Mm-hmm.
Only someone with our Shenron power like Arthur would be able to make grand changes in no time at all.
But being human means that we also come with the ability to change, right?
Yeah, spot on.
Only someone who'd seen the world in passage of time like Relita can make such statements. There are still a lot of things that have to change in this world, and someone puny like me can never make a huge difference. Even so, it would be nice if our shows added more smiles to the world, even if it was just one. And for that sake, I want to work harder and harder.
Ah! I messed up! My tail's gonna be burned to a crisp!
Eek! Sorry, it's my fault!
Here, water! I have water! Over here! Ah!
Wait, Pharaoh's on fire? Yikes, we gotta put him out fast!
Seriously, what are those guys doing?
Apologies, Spacey. Please prepare ointment.
Got it, I'm fetching it right now! And just like that, time rushed frantically by amid a lively commotion. Lively commotion! You lit the squirrel on fire! We're not trying to eat him. Chapter 4. God, every time this pops up, he's so fucking hot in this. Jesus, they give him those sexy little fucking eyes. The show in Ferris hadn't been ideal, but using our failure as motivation, Circus had regained focus and our true goal to deliver happiness to everyone. Regain focus of our true goal, sorry. After discussing things with Ginia and the government by extension, Luna officially joined our ranks. On our way to Arthur, we were dropping by Ruth, Pashalia's hometown. Yeah, we get to see Pashalia! I kind of like this little tour around see everyone.
If you were heading to Arthur from here, could you make a slight detour to Ruth?
Ruth? That's the village Pashalia lives in, right?
Indeed, it is close to Ferris, and I visit him from time to time.
See, I told you, Ion and Pashalia are besties. But, like, they have a much more calm bestie relationship. Hold on. My ear under my headset was itchy. They have a much more calm bestie, normal bestie kind of relationship than the others. The others are, like, fighty. They fight with each other. They're frenemies, like I said. But, like, Ion and Pashalia are, like, unexpected besties. Because they're not two people that you would be like, oh yeah, they totally get along and be best friends. But they're not the frenemy type of besties. You know what I mean? Anyway.
When he heard that there would be a new circus, he was quite interested. Seeing the two of you will likely cheer him up during his recuperation. Please check on him if you can.
Hearing that, we went to visit Ruth. Unfortunately, I'm so sorry after you came all this way, but my son wants to see you too, but he's been in bed sick since yesterday. Oh. He came to our wedding and I was hoping he was doing okay, and now he's like not. Why does that house have a face on it? Not the one on the far left, but the one that's in the, obviously in the middle of the screen is like a lamppost. But the one to the right of that lamppost, like, do you see, like, in the eaves is like the little angry eyes, and then the little V on the wood on the bottom is like a little mouth? And it's like, it's kind of like, it's not like an evil face, it's like a little, I got into mischief. It's a mischief face. That house has a mischievous face on it. And now you can't unsee it. I heard that he wasn't in good health, but I never thought it was to the extent that he couldn't receive visitors. Oh no. Relita stared at Pashalia's house worriedly. Seeing how disheartened we were, a certain group couldn't sit still and they called out to us. It was, of course, our new teammates. Right, how about we perform here? Huh? Here?
That's a brilliant amazing idea! Even if he can't come see us himself, he'll know that the current circus is hard at work.
And it's probably just the right scale for our newbie Luna to get some experience. It's rare, but hey, you have good ideas sometimes. I'll go around and promote the show to the villagers. Hey, those guys, I haven't even given the go-ahead yet.
I think it's fine. Why not perform here?
You too, Rolita.
Loving flora in big cities isn't circus's only goal. If we bring smiles to this village, it might have a good effect on Pashalia too.
In record time, we were on stage in front of a modest crowd.
All right, a 1, a 2, a 3, a grand round of applause for the Ratatoskers stroll in the air, please.
Ratatosker, whatever he is. Squirrel. He's a fucking squirrel.
I'm a newcomer, Luna. Today is my first time on stage, and I'll do my very best.
The villagers showered us with applause, perhaps partially due to the lack of local entertainment. What's more...
Huh?
The spirits are
waving. What's up? Wait, you're giving these to us?
What's going on? A whole bunch of leaves started raining down.
This is the work of spirits, all right. That's their way of thanking us for a fun show.
Sparkling stones and leaves of gorgeous colors were delivered into our hands one after another in lieu of applause. Yay, we got pretty rocks. A flower gently floated into my hands as I stood there watching everyone. The spirits are cute. I just like how they give you leaves and like rocks and things. It's kind of like if you give peanuts to crows or whatever, sometimes they'll just bring you shiny rocks and things and you're like random shit, like random things. Like, you might not like it, but I want us to befriend a crow. We live in a place where there's not a lot of crows around, but I want to befriend them. We have tons of peanuts. I would give them peanuts if they gave us shiny rocks. Could you imagine? It'd be so neat. It'd be so neat to have a crow friend. We should adopt one. It'd be fun. You wouldn't like it. He would eat you. You wouldn't like it because he would make fun of you for being a big fat mama's bird. He would. You don't bring me anything. You don't bring me anything when I give you peanuts. You just poop on my couch like a jerk. Anyway. Oh, are you giving me one too? Thanks. Wait. This is a chloris? With a start, I looked up at Rolita, who was staring at the flower as well.
Someone must have seen our show and was so moved that it bloomed a chloris.
Pashalia.
Well, I can only think of one candidate who matches that description.
Yeah. I couldn't see nor hear the spirits that had come and carried the flower to me. However, I could guess what had happened. Pashalia, who was sick in bed, must have asked the spirits to deliver this flower, this chloris, to show us he'd seen the show. Yeah, it would have been cute to be like, where's his window? Where does it look out? Okay, let's set up the tent there so he can watch from his window. Hang in there, Pashalia. I hate the fact that they made him sick and we went to his hometown and we didn't even get to see him again. Like, I hate that. After that, we left Ruth behind us, setting off for our theater. I kind of wish, like, I mean, yes, he's still ill, but I wish they would be like he would still fucking show up. That they wouldn't write him off in every route and be like, he's getting the Lucas treatment from Virgil, isn't he? Like, it's the nicer way of doing it, but like, God, Pashalia gets the short end of the stick. Shit. Once we arrive in the capital, we'll put on our last show and sign off the first tour of the new circus. No matter where we go from here, we'll make this the best finale possible. We devoted ourselves to training on the way in order to show off the culmination of our hard work. On one such day, I was in the kitchen. It was my turn to make lunch, and before me was a vibrant selection of fresh vegetables. The vegetables in Ruth are amazing. They all look so juicy and nutritious. When faced with such sublime ingredients, my chef's blood boiled and made my heart race. I eagerly dived into cooking while humming a tune to myself, a recipe I'd received from Ion in one hand. Cabbage leaves and roots and stems. Don't you dare throw away such gems. Cabbage stems. Don't throw away gems. That's how I would say.
You seem to be in high spirits. And what in the world is that song you're making up?
I have fresh ingredients and a delicious recipe. How could I not be thrilled? Rolita popped in and I tilted my head quizzically at him. Actually, didn't you say you were going to join the others at practice?
Oh, those guys teased me and told me to help you with lunch. So from here on out, I'll be your trusty sidekick.
Rejected. I knocked away the hand that reached toward my food prep station.
Why's that?
Relita, you've overseen practice since early this morning. I've been asking for your help all the time lately. Leave this to me this time, okay? As his wife, I naturally wanted to show appreciation for my husband's hard work. I wouldn't take no for an answer, and my tone reflected that. Relita begrudgingly sat on a chair. He'd gotten the point. I resumed my culinary arts adventure, triumphant. Stop it, Bert, simmer down. I knew I love you, but you're bugging me. Unfortunately, Relita obediently watched me cook, which was all well and good. But then...
This is the stuff.
When did he start drinking? I didn't even notice. All of a sudden, he was sipping alcohol from a small glass as he watched me cook. Putting aside the fact that you're drinking before lunch, you don't have to drink in a cramped place like this. Why not relax and enjoy yourself over in the common area?
What's wrong with chilling here? I'm only watching you. I'm not getting in your way or being a nuisance or anything.
Oh? Then who's been snatching my ingredients as snacks to go with his drink? Don't you think that counts as being a nuisance?
I only had a taste, that's all. I didn't even make a dent in it.
Uh-huh, sure. That's really what you think.
It really is.
I might have been convinced if I hadn't noticed about 30% of the crunchy salted cabbage go missing. I stared at him, unimpressed. Relita broke my eye contact and began making excuses. Who is just eating like plain-ass cabbage as a snack? Like, you mix it into something or whatever, but you're just like munching on cabbage? Like, cabbage leaves? Like, who the fuck does that? Aside from rabbits. I mean, he is like a fluffy bunny squirrel chinchilla ferret thing, so like, I guess.
But, I mean, you know that I haven't been drinking at all lately, right?
Yeah, you don't drink before shows. You've been watching them practice late into the night, too. You even end up collapsing before you have the time for a nightcap.
Exactly. So let me drink now at least. And you can be my snack.
Why me?
You'll know how fun it is to drink booze with someone as a companion dish when you become an adult.
I have no clue what you're going on about, but whatever makes you happy. Deep down, I suppose I was just a smidgen happy about the situation. Maybe. I mean, here I am cooking, Relita beside me having his, afternoon cap? And it was a classic married couple situation.
Ew, delicious. Booze is so much better when I've got you all to myself.
Relita was slightly tipsy, and he seemed so happy. I couldn't stop the bashfulness from creeping up my cheeks, and the moment I looked away... Excuse me! Oh, is it Pashalia? An unfamiliar voice called out from outside the tent. Nope, unfamiliar. Yes, coming! We're in the middle of traveling. Who could it be? I walked outside, curious. There I saw two women, one elderly and the other young. How may I help you?
I knew it. It wasn't a trick of the light. Oh, you haven't changed at all. It's been so long, Relita. I can't remember how many decades it's been.
Relita, who had walked out behind me, looked at the pair and blinked.
Wait, are you from the village along the river?
Yes, I am the lost girl you saved and escorted back to safety, though I'm a grandma now.
Someone you know, Relita? I tilted my head questioningly. They must have known each other. Then the corners of Relita's eyes softened. Aww.
Yeah, I think I told you about her a while ago. You know, the person who got alcohol dumped on them during their wedding.
Oh, wait, that's her?
That custom is still thriving, too. It was such a lovely wedding. We ended up together thanks to you, Relita, and we're blessed with children and grandchildren, as you can see.
The two bowed to him. Relita cocked his head as he stared at them.
Why are you guys here of all places, though?
I happened to spot you during the journey back to my village. I thought my eyes were playing tricks on me, but it kept nagging at me. So I asked my granddaughter to come all the way here with me.
You really threw me for a loop with that sudden request, Grandma.
Sorry about that.
It's nice to meet you, Relita. My grandmother's told me lots of stories about you. She talks about someone who helped her a ton a long time ago and always says how she wants to thank him one day.
Oh, stop it. This is embarrassing. I didn't really do anything. You don't owe me thanks.
A warm, distant look was in Relita's eyes as he gazed at the pair, nostalgic memories flooding his mind.
You traveled alone back then, Relita, but it seems you have many companions on your journey now. Well, I'm with my wonderful wife and a bunch of rowdy teammates.
Relita circled my shoulders and gently tugged me close. The elderly woman looked us over, her eyes warm. Today's a great day, Grandma. You got to thank him and learn he's living a happy life right now.
Indeed, my wish came true while I was still alive. I'm a lucky woman.
That's like so sweet. This is like so heartwarming and I'm gonna die. This little old lady is just like, man, he helped me. And then I got married because of him. And like, I have a happy family and I hope he's happy. And now she gets to see that he, aww. It's just so wholesome that she was just spending her whole life being like, I hope he's happy because he gave me something wonderful. You know what I mean? But then she gets to see it. It's like wholesome when somebody just like thinks of someone in their past and is like, man, that person made a positive impact in my life. I hope they're doing well. That's wholesome and sweet and adorable. All right. But then she just gets to see that the things that she wanted came true, and that's just even more adorable. Stop it. Who needs to cry? Anyway. After reminiscing, the pair took their leave, turning back repeatedly and waving to Relita as they made their way home. When they disappeared into the distance, I turned to face Relita. It happened so long ago, but she still remembers it like it was yesterday, huh?
Yeah, this feels kind of weird. I feel a bit awkward and humbled, I guess. The time she spent with me was only a tiny fraction of her life, and yet...
Well, it must have been a very precious memory. They had talked about an age I didn't know of. Relita had told me many times that he'd lived alone for eons. Now I felt that I'd gained a glimpse into one small part of him. I leaned into him. Hey, tell me more about your travels when you have time. I want to know more. I want to learn about the life you led and what the world was like.
It's gonna be a long story, though. If you're fine with me talking your ears off for 1,001 nights, then sure.
As we talked, faint but lively voices met my ears.
It can't be! She even mastered my Ratatasker air flip in only 2 days!
The squirrel air flip. A simple act Firo and an active member of the second generation of circus does during their shows. This adorable trick successfully captures the hearts of many. While he often makes mistakes during his performance, no one ever complains due to how cute he looks. I mean, it's a cute little green squirrel.
Luna's such a quick learner that my roll's slowly but surely disappearing. Air flip? You mean that big jump?
It's just a plain jump at the end of the day. Why did you give it a special name?
You're wrong! There's a secret to that technique, and it's the angle of my tail!
Oh, looks like they're back from practice.
Yeah. Oh, yikes! I haven't finished preparing lunch yet.
Even if you try to bench me again, I'll just help anyway.
Desperate times call for desperate measures. Your help is very much appreciated. Our team was probably tired and hungry. I had to whip up a delicious meal, lickety-split. We hurried back into the kitchen. Well, it sounds like we're taking a long time. We hurried back. Not really. But anyway, we'll stop here. It's a little under time, but we've gone over, well, only once. The last time we were basically at time. But it's basically time. And this scene will probably go like 10 fucking minutes. Look, if I continue, the scene will take 10 minutes. If I stop here and do it, it'll be like 2 minutes. So it'll be 2 minutes because we're going to stop. So anyway, I will see you guys next time and we'll probably finish up Rady's route. So remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.